Alright, I tried this video at work a few times and the video kept shutting down on me, but I'm going to explain the fact that I filled this out and I'm going to just keep going with it. Most of us did this in class, but I wanted to give you just sort of the properties of rational exponents and a brief explanation of what they are. And I'm going to make this pretty quick. So here we go. The first property of exponents is a product of powers property. And just an example, right? This says right here, x squared times x cubed, right? And if we think about it, there's 2x's and 3x's, right? The product of 5x's. So what we're really doing is we're adding these exponents. And that's the rule. You keep the base, you add your exponents. In this situation, it would be a to the m times a to the n, keep the base, and m plus n. In this situation, 12 to the 1/2, 12 to the 3/2, keep the base, 1/2 plus 3/2, which of course eventually turns into 12 squared. That's an equal sign, looks a little weird, and 12 squared is 144. Quotient of power is just the opposite. And I did an example here with x cubed and x squared. We can see that they cross off, right? Leaving you only one. Well, what I did is I subtracted the 2 on bottom from the 3 on top. And that's actually the rule. You got a base, right? And then it's 3 minus 2. In this situation, it's a, keep the base, to the m minus n. Or in this situation, it's 125. Notice my bases are the same, and then I take the top, 2/3, and I subtract the bottom, minus 1/3. Well, 125 to the 2/3 minus 1/3 is 125 to the 1/3, right? Which, if you remember, the bottom's a root. It's the cube root of 125, which is 5. Now, power property. I gave you an example, a squared to the 3rd power. Well, this just says, hey, multiply a squared by itself 3 times. And when we do that, we see that there's 6 a's, which is a to the 2 times 3. So the power property says keep the base and multiply your exponents, right? This would be a to the m times n. This would be 8 2/3 to the 3rd power. Well, 2/3 times 3, right? Gives me 8 squared, which is 64. Now both of these are kind of easy right here. Both the power of a product and the power of a quotient just means that if you have a parenthesis with an exponent on the outside, every term in the exponent gets that power. So in this case, both the a and the b get that m power. And in this case, both the 16 and the 25 get that 1/2 power, which we know is the square root. Square root of 16 is 4, square root of 25 is 5, for a final answer of 20. Same thing over here. That's 16 to the 1/4 over 25 to the 1/4. Let me just break one of those down for you. I'm going to break down 16 to the 1/4 power over here. Let's do it. You're looking for factors. All factors are multiples, and if I can find 4 of the same factor, they can come out of here. So that's 2, 8, which is 2, 4, which is 2, 2. There in my factorization, I find 4 2's, so the 4th root of 16 is 2. All right. Likewise, I have no idea where I wrote 25 there, because it looks like it's 81. The 4th root of 81 is 3. I'm going to do these two just to finish up the page. This is the product of powers. I keep my base and add 25 to the 3/5 plus 7/5, which gives me 25 to the, add your exponents, 10/5, which gives me 25, reduce that to squared, which we know is 6, 2, 5. We'll do one more. I'm going to do all of this, all right? And let me put 2 more rules up here. Anytime you get a 0, anything to the 0 power is 1. And there's one more rule. Anything to the negative power is the same as if you put it on top, bottom if it's on top. So move from the numerator to the denominator with a positive power. Only doing that to set this up. This is 8 to the 1/3 minus 2/3, which is 8 to the negative 1/3. Going back to this rule, I move that negative power to the bottom, which gives me 1 over 8, now a positive exponent, to the positive 1/3, which gives me 1/2. There it is. There that one is. So I'm going to pause this. Nice short video for the first page, and I'll talk to you guys soon.